both for the American Indian cards and cards of African people and North African people, which ethnograph. Now these are cards that were made of Alaska, and the images, the photographer was a very well-known one, Norell, and these I believe are very authentic.
That's quite a headpiece he's
yes,
got on.
yes.
You'll see
It again has a somewhat demeaning reference, but this one says, "What beautiful."
The beauties of the Arctic with pet reindeer.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bell. So you see, and you, Paul, just to,
I'll just bring it up.
Yeah,
start
with
on the
that
back,
side,
and we'll bring it up
Yeah,
after that
yeah.
description.
Start with the and though I have a very extensive collection of cards of the Arctic. I mean, you know. As a collector in New York, I try to collect things that very few other people here are interested in, because you know.
Now, do people specialize in like really narrow areas?
No, I have a lot of different interests, and we'll get to them.
But in general, with collectors, do people tend to be like?
Yes, there's one of the collectors. He works in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in the musical instrument department, and he has over 1,800 cards of men playing the harp.
Oh wow! Now there's a specialty.
Yes, and you have people who collect just one country, and
they'll do all French postcards.
Yeah, well, there's somebody I've heard of. He has 9,000 cards of Honduras.
Wow.
Okay, Paul, let's move on.
All right, so let's remind everybody too that the show is this weekend. So if you're interested to see more, it's at the Hotel New Yorker on 34th and 8th this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you can check the website for
which is
more details.
metropost.com. You can see it up front. We're all prepared today.
Metropostcard.com.
Metropostcard.com, Metropolitan Postcard Club of New York City.
All right.
All right.
So if you want to see more, that's the place this weekend.
We're going to move on to New York City.
Next category,
and for this group of cards, I just chose what are called real photo cards, because those are one of the most collected areas. I have a large collection of them, and I instead of choosing very rare cards, I chose some categories that I'm interested in within photo, like night scenes. I collect real photo night scenes of various places, and I also am interested in aerial photography, and I'm also interested in people. This card is dated 1956, and it shows they're obviously mother and daughter.
Right.
They look alike.
They look exactly alike.
And they're photographed by the Statue of Liberty. And this is the Singer Building. And this, in the foreground, is St. Paul's Chapel.
Right, and the Singer Building no longer exists.
No longer exists.
The largest building before the World Trade Center to ever be demolished.
Really, and it was, if you want to go see it, see the movie How to Marry a Millionaire, and it shows Marilyn Monroe in an airplane approaching New York City, and the plane flies over the Singer Building.
The Singer Building was actually more iconic symbol of New York until its demise than the Empire State Building.
And now these are more cards of New York, and this is a tourist card of the people on the Empire State Building.
No gates, no fence.
With the panoramic view
behind
you.
And these cards, I'm going to have to pick this up and turn it over and read it before I show it to you. And one of it says Worth Street Fire, February 2008, and the other is the Hudson Street Fire.
In 1908.
In March 1909.
1908.
And these cards are for a large category of American cards.
Let me take them up and show them.
Let me finish.
Okay.
And so I want to just discuss the cards, and then you can look at them. And this kind of card, I have many in my collection of different kinds of, they were disaster cards. And they were made right after the event occurred, and it was like an entrepreneurial effort, you know, and so this card, as I said at the beginning, most of these cards are not, they're very affordable. This one is not affordable unless you happen to be a very rich person, a collector. And I bought it many years ago, and it's in Greenwich Village. And if you're ever taking it, they don't the M8 bus at the corner of 10th Street and 7th Avenue, you would see this smallest town, the smallest shop in New York City. It still exists. And this is by a photographer by the name of Jesse Tarbox Spiel, who produced photo postcards in Greenwich Village. And this is just a card. It's a commercial, a photographic card, but it shows the interior of a restaurant that was in the neighborhood where we used to live, Luschau's. And I think it's now a P.C. Richards.
Right, it is.
And just,
at least it's not a bank
just show the folks those.
Okay.
And New York collecting, I mean, you can still get very nice New York cards.
What's this boat here on this one here?
That's the boat to the Liberty.
That's the ferry to the Statue of Liberty.
And here is the Singer Building at night, if people want to know what the Singer Building looks like. And there's the St. Paul's Chapel, lower right. The old World Trade Center would have been right behind there.
And I just wanted to add one thing about New York collecting. If you go to the club, if you go to the show, you can still buy very nice New York cards for $1. I mean, if you're interested in buying like
starting a collection,
architectural cards.
How much would this one go for? The one you were so lucky to get?
Well, I'm not going to talk prices on non-commercial.
We still have to go home.
Okay, Paul. I want to show some.
The disaster ones are great.
Yes, those are very rare cards, and
Amazing.
I haven't seen those in other people's collections. But let's move on.
To the next one, because we're almost.
Since this is a New York City, we naturally have to talk about advertising. And I've chosen two areas from my collection of advertising cards. These are fashion advertising, and this one is actually a business is on St. Mark's Place. And when Paul takes them to the camera, you can get a better idea. These are cards having to do with interior decoration. And
this one is beautiful.
From what era again?
These are all our postcard era, roughly like the fashions on the front, on the other card were fashions of like 1918, 1910, and the
World War I era.
Yes, I mean, this is earlier.
Now, do certain people as collectors specialize in a period as opposed to a certain category?
For instance, there was a woman who we have an album competition, and she had a very large album of 1950s fashions. I mean, these were later cards, but the individual cards were not particularly valuable. But she put together a very large encyclopedic collection of these fashion cards. And I don't collect that way. It's too much like hard work.
Paul showed the.
I did want to add one thing that I forgot to say while we were talking about New York cards, and the reason we have Tompkins Square Park in the background is nobody has ever that I've talked with people who've been collecting postcards of New York who are like in their 80s. And none of them have ever found an old card of Tompkins Square Park. For some reason, nobody wanted.
The search is on, people.
A postcard that features Tompkins Square Park.
Nobody.
Okay, turn it over, Paul, so we see the fashions first, and then
here's the fashions.
We're
again, turn of the century, early 20th century fashions, 100 years ago.
Okay, we're going to have to move. We're going to.
The other side is the decor.
And on the other side is
interior decoration cards. Those are like wallpapers. I have a lot of cards of wallpapers. Also not too many people collect wallpaper cards. Okay, we're going to.
All right, we got to accelerate because we have so many beautiful cards to show.
We're going to move on to freaks and dwarfs.
Oh, okay.
There's